We were, right?
Well, we would do shows. We would do shows in New York, and you would go full shimmy. I'd be on the side of the stage yelling out, "Shimmy!"
Well, when we first started, by the way, we did the Joe Rogan Experience 30 years ago, right?
Yeah,
It just wasn't millions
just
of
hanging
people
out.
not listening. Exactly.
Just playing pool.
I remember Sussman brought you into town. You started at Nick's. Was it Nick's or
I started at Stitches in Boston,
Stitches?
and then I was like 2 years in when I met you, and then I think we met at Eastside, which was awesome. What
Great
a great
club.
What a great
I
club.
was just
that
there.
Shout out to Richie Manervini.
Yes, my man. He was. It was the greatest place to go. I remember it would be a line around the block, 2 shows like on a Wednesday night. It was insane.
Yeah.
Comedy then. That place
The
was just jammed.
golden age of comedy at the time, 1990.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was incredible back then. 91-ish.
I started in '89. I think I met you in what is it 90?
91 maybe? 90, 91, somewhere
Yeah,
around
somewhere
there.
in there. And I was following everybody. That was my thing. Like I was being the stand-up comedian with the jacket sleeves pushed up and the bolo tie. You know what I'm talking about? I was just that straight thing. And you came into town, and we were like, "Who is this dude?" Like you just didn't care about anything, and it was like you've always remained the same, and it was just incredible to watch. We were like, "Whoa, he just doesn't care," and that's what you were. You would work with me on that. You would be like, "Brother, you can't be like you're handing out a platter of food for these people. Like, do what you want to do." And I was like, I just got to get good. Yeah, I got to wrap my head around that. You're right. I just try I would just try to make the audience so happy. You're like, stop it. And you got to let go. And you'd get me going crazy. I'd get all fired up there. I'd be like yelling at people. They'd be like, whoa. It's like, all right, maybe we bring it back a little bit. But it was different, man. It really was. It really taught me to, most of all, to be comfortable in front of an audience and not care about them. I literally battle with it to this day.
Yeah.
That anxiety of, oh gosh, I get nervous and I start overthinking things. So, but it really helped me to say, like, just do what you do. And it's almost like because the audience is like a dog, right? They sense fear. They
100%.
Yeah.
They're animals, just like we are. We're all animals.
That's right. And it's like they know when, and if you're comfortable, even if you're faking it, they'll go with you. You do a joke and you're confident, they'll laugh just because they think it's funny. They look around and everybody's like, oh, it must be funny because he's just got confidence behind you. And you had that confidence always, man. You were always insanely intense and just never look back. And way to go, man.
Way to go for you too. You just always needed a hype man. Mm-hmm. You just need someone to let you go. Like give him the green light. Give him the green light.
It's so funny. You're right.
Yeah, you just needed a hype man.
You were the one who did it for me in Montreal too.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. Going this place. By the way, do you remember the beer we would drink? There were 2 kinds of this beer. I can't remember this Canadian beer. I've been racking my brain to think about it. It was like there was like a gold version of it and like an amber, and it was just the greatest stuff. And we get fired up there, and I loved it, man. I loved going to that Montreal Comedy Festival.
Oh, it was the best. Back when it was, I think it's gone under. I think they did just announce they're going bankrupt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unfortunately. See, we should tell people what it was. What it was during our time, when we were young, was the Montreal Comedy Festival was where young comedians would go up and you could kind of get a deal. And that's where you got the deal to do the King Queens.
Well, I got the deal to do at NBC.
Right.
And then turned in. Yeah, once that failed,
yeah,
that went into CBS.
But once you get in, the thing about people should know, like in the 90s, there was this thing that was happening where everybody looked at a comedian like this could be the next Roseanne, this could be the next Tim Allen, this could be the next Seinfeld. So every time they looked at you, they're like, what do you got? What do you got for me? And the agents would try to put it together as a sitcom.
Yes.
And they had this showcase called the Montreal Comedy Festival, the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. And it was the most insane thing. You would go there and it would change your life. You could have one 15-minute set, and all of a sudden you got $500,000.
100%. You have one set that pops and people talking about, there's a buzz, and it's like you're set.
And they have bidding wars.
Yes.
So like CBS would be, Fox would be, they would all be throwing in. And, there's guys who walked, do you remember Chicken?
Chicken was the crazy guy.
Yes.
Yes.
Chicken got the deal that killed the deals.
Yes. He got like 800,000 or something. It was some crazy money, or I don't know what it was.
Some nutty amount of money.
But he had no act, right? It was after that they thought he was.